So this video isn't a tutorial, it's not a lesson at all actually, but it's something that I think a lot of people need to hear because it's something that I need to hear. You see, we live in a world that has such a demand for new creativity, and as creators, whether you're a photographer, a videographer, cinematographer, graphic designer, musician, whatever it is that you are, I know that you can agree with me when I say that it feels now more than ever these walls of expectations are just closing in on us more every single day, pushing us to create better and more impressive content every week, every day even. So it begs the question, where is the line? How much can we handle before we hit a breaking point? Or the breaking point hits us? Everyone has their limit. Some of you have hit it once, some of you have hit it tens of times, some of you have yet to hit it, but trust me, you're going to. I've been shooting for over 10 years, and yes, I've hit this plateau many times, and it's exhausting. And quite frankly, it's something that I've been dealing with currently. Feeling completely burnt out. Waking up in the morning and having zero creativity whatsoever, it progressively starts to feel more and more like a job. And I know that I'm not the only one, and you are not the only one. It's the feeling of constant spiraling, and you're going in circles and making no grounds. It's like you take a step forward and two steps back. You know, when we log into social media and you're aimlessly scrolling through and you see all of these creators and your friends and your inspirations doing all these things that you are not. Suddenly that line between jealousy and inspiration becomes very blurry. So yes, I needed to hear this, and maybe you needed to hear this too, or your friend or a loved one or somebody out there needed to hear this, but you aren't alone, and a lot of us are feeling this all at the same time. And that's something that I've realized, and something that's helped me get through these plateaus or these standstills in my creative journey, is knowing that other people are going through it too. Other people that I look up to insanely go through it too. So that's the purpose of this video. And trust me, we just got back from Utah, seeing some of the most beautiful things that I have ever seen. And I had all these plans to go out there and shoot the next best travel film. I had all these plans, and then I got out there and I started to shoot and I had nothing. It felt like I had showed up completely empty-handed, and I couldn't snap out of it. But then I took a minute to think about how much I've been pushing myself beyond my limits and then some. I've been traveling, I've been hanging out with you guys, making videos every week, some other client work as well, and slowly it transitioned from wanting to make videos to having to make videos without me even realizing. So I stopped and I asked myself, why do we do this? Why do I do this? And I bet if you stopped and asked yourself the same exact thing, none of you would answer because you have to. It's because we want to. We all have this burning passion inside of us to create. So why would we dig ourselves down into this grave? And I knew that if I forced myself to work while traveling, I would look back on these crazy life experiences and regret it. And I know that because I have done that time and time again. I just felt that I had to do something and I didn't know why. So I not so simply left my black magic in the hotel almost every single day. And I know it's easier said than done, but I did it. I went out and I enjoyed everything with my own eyes, and I just took everything in, just me and my film camera, which is kind of ironic because they say have a hobby that's completely different than your work. But my hobby is film, 35mm film, and so here we are. But I went out there and I just took everything in. All the sights, the sounds, the smells, and I just shot on film and had fun. And when I tell you these film shots are absolute bangers, yes, they are absolute bangers. We went up to Salt Lake City, around to Park City, down to southern Utah, and Utah is crazy, man, let me tell you. It's just so diverse, the landscape out there. But guess what? After doing all of that, that spark, that burning passion inside of me slowly started to creep back. And doing that is completely okay. There's nothing wrong with that at all, and telling yourself that that's okay is probably the biggest hurdle to get over. But it's okay to just pause, just take a break. Putting my work down and just taking everything back to the beginning when all it was is this love that I had and not work, it really helped just refuel and recharge my brain and get rid of that fog that was pretty quickly accumulating inside of my head. And slowly that urge to create something, that just passion to want to make something, started to come back after just like a few days of putting everything aside. So if you're still listening, maybe you did need to hear this, and maybe you need to hear that you are exactly where you need to be. Everyone is carving out their own specific journey, and you are too. It's really, really difficult to get caught comparing and wishing and dreaming and getting yourself down, especially when you're in these creative ruts. But one thing that is really important to know, that on the back end of these ruts, each and every one of us improve and get better than we were before this, and that's the ladder of growth, my friend. So if you are feeling this plateau just like I am, take a break, put it down, put your work down, put whatever it is down, and just go have fun. It'll be there when you come back, I promise you. So go do something fun, put everything on pause, and give yourself 0 objectives. So there's my little bit of inspiration, or I guess honesty, really. And I'm really excited to just refresh and get back to creating something. So I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of this Sunday and then dive into the week with a fresh start. And I think that you should too, given that it's Monday and not Sunday when you're watching this. So I'll see you later. Have a good week. Thanks for sticking around.